Today we are drawing the corticospinal tract, also known as the pyramidal tract. Hello my dear friends, I am Dr. Vaishali Bharambe, Professor Anatomy. What does this tract do? This tract carries voluntary motor impulses to control skilled, precise movements of skeletal muscles. So is it ascending or descending tract? Of course, it's a descending tract. So it goes from where to where? It goes from cerebral cortex to the spinal cord. So let's begin the diagram by first drawing the corpus callosum. Now let's draw the cerebral cortex. Let's now draw the caudate nucleus, the two thalami and the lens-shaped lentiform nucleus. You can see the L-shaped gap in between, which is the internal capsule. We now move further downwards, drawing a section of the midbrain, the crus cerebri, the aqueduct of Sylvius, the substantia nigra. Further downwards, draw the pons, the basilar part of pons, the middle cerebellar peduncle. Let's now draw the section of open medulla, the two pyramids, the olive and the inferior cerebellar peduncle. Draw the rest of the medulla as well, inferior olivary nucleus. Now let's move further downwards to finally draw a section of the spinal cord, anterior median fissure, posterior grey horn, lateral grey horn and the anterior grey horn, the central canal. Now let's attach the nerve to it, dorsal root ganglion, ventral root and finally the spinal nerve. Now let's draw the target muscle. Let's draw one small little section here, which is the lateral corticospinal tract. We will now be drawing the tract itself. We draw the first order neuron, then we draw the second order neuron. So here in the corner, in the cerebral cortex, you can see a green dot. The green dot represents the body of the neuron, the axon of which begins to descend downwards through the internal capsule, through the middle two-thirds of midbrain, now through the pons. This now descends further down into the medulla. The fibers finally cross midline. This is called as the great motor decussation. These fibers now will descend down into the spinal cord as the lateral corticospinal tract. They will now stimulate the second order neuron and finally the axon of the second order neuron leaves the spinal cord to form the ventral root and finally the spinal nerve. Through the spinal nerve, it reaches the muscle, stimulating it to bring about contraction. That's a lot of your diagram ready. Let's now color the diagram. This is the lateral corticospinal tract. I hope you liked this lecture. If you did, please like, share and subscribe to my channel and hit that bell icon. Thank you.